Hello there, it's Geoff Barton. It's Friday the 30th of June. This is your ASCL update and my postbox odyssey continues. As you can see, this is take 6 because I nearly got run down here. I don't know if you can guess quite where I am, but I'm on the road this week, on the road. Next week, somewhat. 3 things, predictably. You know the reason for our subtle and subliminal mention of postboxes. It's that ballot. We need to hear from you. If you're eligible, we want to have your vote, whether you're voting yes or no. What you're essentially saying is education matters, and when we talk about education mattering, what we're talking about is recruitment, retention of teachers and indeed other staff, but this is particularly around school teachers' pay and conditions and the funding to make that happen. That's what the ballot is about. That's why we're saying more about it today. It's why we're also going to be doing next week something that some of you have joined us for this week, these early morning grandly called town hall meetings, region by region, where we just invite you to come in with your questions both around how the ballot works, what some of the implications of the results might be, what the implications might be in terms of industrial action in the autumn term. All of those are for you to join us and simply to be able to ask your questions. We've got our team there 7:30 till 8 o'clock every day next week. More details in the email version. That's our first stuff. It's around this ballot. Secondly, school teachers review body. We have been talking about those. We did a long piece about that on Tuesday. You know the importance of that. Indeed, the government has constantly been lecturing us about the importance of that. So we think it's not unreasonable that what you should be getting is their report. What does the independent school teachers review body say in terms of how teachers should be remunerated? We think it's only appropriate that you should know that because you're having to make decisions around next year and you need to know what you are being expected to pay and how much the government is expecting to adequately fund that. What does that mean in practice? The Secretary of State's had that report since the middle of May. Here we are, hurtling towards the end of term, very soon towards the end of term in places like Leicestershire, with you being, I think, insulted by not having the kind of information you need to make financial decisions for your school or your trust. That is not unreasonable. So this week we've written to backbench MPs, to MPs in your constituency, for them to put some pressure on the Education Secretary, and you'll see in the email version there's something else we're asking you to do if you're ahead, so that you can write on behalf of your governing body, your school, to increase the pressure to get that STRB report to come out. It seems to me unfathomable that that is still being sat upon at this point, and still, of course, no sign of any talks. Again, unfathomable that you wouldn't, as a government, want to sort this out, and the only way that this is going to be sorted out is by talking about it. Anyway, you know all of that, but really look forward to seeing some of you at the town hall talks next week. And finally, just to say, I don't know what you're like. I remember particularly from the days of headship, but actually I think all through my career, I would go into work with a list of things I wanted to get done. I would look at the list at the end of the day, having largely not got them done. I would then move that list of things onto tomorrow's list, and so it went on, the endless Groundhog Day of all kinds of roles, but particularly in leadership. Now, if you get to that, then I thought you would, given that Elton John was performing on Sunday night, be interested in this diary entry from Elton John just to round things off. In 1973, he wrote this. This was his day. Woke up, watched Grandstand, wrote Candle in the Wind, went to London, bought Rolls Royce, Ringo Starr came for dinner. That puts my underachievement every day slightly into perspective. Look, if you need us, then you know where we are. You just get in touch with us. We always love to hear from you. If you want to just tell us stuff, tell us at ascl.org.uk. Most important message from us this week and for the next few weeks: get your ballot paper, fill it in, whether you're saying yes or no to strike action. We just need to show that education matters. It's up to us. This is the generation of leaders that need to say that loud and clear. That's it from me. I'm being stared at from across the street. You have a very good weekend when you get there.